Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, NASCAR Cup Series Quaker Stage 400 presented by Wal-Mart at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the 117th race at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the second with the current configuration with the current next-gen car. This is the first repeat track for the next-gen. Of course, it's going to be a super speedway package on the 1.5 miles because of the banking and the repave that happened last year. We have 400.4 miles, 260 laps, 3 stages, 60, 100, and 100. As we know, in hot Atlanta, in the middle of July, in the south, it's going to be hot. It's going to be a hot, slick track. We also know those thunderstorms can pop up out of nowhere. We got to worry about lightning as well, because if there's a lightning strike within 8 miles of the track, we red flag it. We get to halfway, 260 laps, 130 laps is halfway. So what is that? Give or take a little over halfway through stage 2 is halfway, because you figure 130 laps, so that's what, 70 laps into second stage. So with 30 to go in the second stage, we get to the halfway point. Then if there's rain, we can call it. There are lights, but we'll see what happens. I mean, you could have so many different strategies. You can have so many different, we could have that run, hey, we're just going to run to the end of the stage, or hey, there's weather in the area, pick it up and let's go, boys. In the spring, we raced at the new configuration. We had William Byron win stage 1, Ryan Blaney stage 2. Top 10 was William Byron, Ross Chastain, Kurt Busch, Daniel Suarez, Corey LaJoie, Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, Alex Bowman. Coke family of drivers. We had 20 different leaders, 46 lead changes, 11 cautions for 65 laps. Now, it is the Super Speedway Talladega Daytona package on the 1.5 miles. If you follow Robert Sports Show, you know I typically look at, okay, so it's Atlanta Motor Speedway, it's the intermediate, it's a 1.5 mile track, we look at the intermediate stat from last year, this year, etc. Well, it's the Super Speedway package, so it's a hybrid Super Speedway. I don't think it completely races that way, and here's why I say that. The 2 Super Speedway Daytona Talladegas we had so far in 2022. Kyle Busch averaged 4.5 in the Super Speedway. He was 33rd at Atlanta. Ryan Blaney averaged 7.5 at the Super Speedways, 17th at Atlanta. Michael McDowell, 7.5 average finish at the Super Speedway, 24th at Atlanta. Chase Elliott, 8.5. He did finish 6th at Atlanta. Martin Truex, 9th on the Super Speedway, 8th at Atlanta. We had Kurt Busch, who was 3rd at Atlanta, but averages 17.5 on the Super Speedway. With William Byron, on the 2 Super Speedway, Daytona Talladega averaged 26.5 average finish and but 1 Atlanta. Ross Chastain, 20.5 average finish, but that was the 40th at Daytona. He won Talladega, he finished 2nd at Atlanta. So there are, exceptions on both sides of that rule. So if we look at the 1.5 miles, so the intermediate track, 7 races in 2022, if you make Atlanta an intermediate, because it used to be considered the intermediate, we have Christopher Bell averaging 9.4, Ross Chastain 10.0, Logano 10.4 with 2 wins, Kurt Busch 11.5 with a win, Martin Truex 12.2, Kyle Larson 13.5, Harvick and Kyle Busch both averaged 14, Chase Elliott 14.8 with a win. The last 5 races at Hot Atlanta, including the repave back in March, Martin Truex has averaged 5.0, Alex Bowman 8.8, Harvick 9.4 with a win, Kyle Busch 9.6, Ryan Blaney 9.8 with a win, Kurt Busch 10.4 with a win, Brad Keselowski 12.0 with a win, Chris Buescher 12.2, Denny Hamlin 12.4. Now, we've had quite the up and down season for some of these drivers. One week you'll have, look at Joe Logano. He was 32nd in Talladega, 29th at Dover, 1 Darlington, 17th at Kansas, 20th at Charlotte, 1 Gateway. Just up and down roller coaster season. We've had 13 different winners. So the best average finishes in the next gen car. So this year, all tracks combined, best average finish. Chase Elliott 11.71, Ryan Blaney 11.94, Kyle Busch 12.12, Ross Chastain 12.47, Kevin Harvick 12.54. What makes this 5 drivers interesting? Hendrick Motorsports, Penske, Joe Gibbs, Trackhouse, Stuart Haas. So you have the top 5 average finishes is 5 different organizations. Like I said, we've had 13 different winners. We all know that. But if you look at the past years, after race 18 last year, we had 11 different winners. Larson had 4 wins, Truex 3. In 2020, after 18 races, we had 10 different winners. Hamlin and Harvick both had 4 each. 2019, we had 8 different winners. Truex, Kyle Busch, 4 each. Brad Keselowski, 3. 2018, we had 7 different winners. Harvick and Kyle Busch, 5 wins each. This is after 18 races, 3 by Truex. In 2017, the first year of stage racing, 11 different winners at this point, 3 by Truex, 3 by Jimmy Johnson. 18 races in this next gen car, 13 different winners, 5 two-time winners. That's it. A couple of things I looked up as I was preparing for this video. In the last 3 years, so 2019, 2020, and 2021, whomever won the championship finished in the top 3 in the Coca-Cola 600 each of those years. So that's 2019 champion, the 2020 champion, and the 2021 champion. So Larson, Elliott in 2019. I had just literally forgot who won our 2019 championship. Was that Kyle's second championship? Am I mistaken on that? 21 was Larson, 20 was Chase. Let's see here. Wow, how did I forget who our 2019 champion was? Yeah, Kyle Busch's second title. Wow, that's craziness. So they finished, those 3 drivers, those 3 years, finished top 3 at Charlotte. The top 3 this year, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick. In the past 2 years, so 2020, 2021, Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson finished 7th at Phoenix, both years. So in 2020, Chase Elliott finished 7th at the spring race in Phoenix. In 21, Kyle Larson finished 7th at Phoenix. This year, Kyle Busch finished 2nd at Phoenix. In the last 2 years, the champion, so again, Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson, they finished 5th in the spring race at Martinsville. Ross Chastain finished in the spring race at Martinsville. In 4 years, so 2017 through 2020, California, the champion finished either 4th, 1st, 5th, or 4th. If you look at the top 5 at California this year, Kyle Larson, Austin Dillon, Eric Jones, Joey Logano, and Daniel Suarez. In the past 2 years, so 2020 and 2021, the 23rd race of the regular season, the driver that won that race went on to win the championship. The 23rd race of this year is going to be Michigan. 2 out of the last 3 years, the driver to win the 4th race of the year. So in 2019, Kyle Busch, 2021, Kyle Larson, the driver to win the 4th race of the year went on to win the championship. This year, that would be Chase Briscoe. Just little nuggets that I had found when looking stuff up here. So we got our top 5 in points right now. Now these are based on playoff points. So our top 3 is Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, William Byron, 2 wins, 13 playoff points. The next 2 positions, Joe Logano and Denny Hamlin, 2 wins, 12 playoff points. Then we got Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Kurt Busch, Chase Briscoe, and Daniel Suarez, each with 1 win and 7 playoff points. Kyle Busch, Alex Bowman, and Austin Cindric, each with a win and 6 playoff points. Ryan Blaney is currently 2nd in points. He's 33 points behind Chase Elliott for the regular season title. So what that means is, if Ryan Blaney goes winless in the regular season and wins the regular season championship, He will be in the playoffs no matter how many different winners is. On June 28th, I called into XM Speedway, Dave Moody's show, after 5 o'clock. You guys can go back and look this up. I asked Dave, so if the regular season champion, Ryan Blaney, wins the regular season championship without a win, is he guaranteed in the playoffs? Dave agreed he was. I looked it up online a few minutes ago, and that is the case. And then we have 16 different winners. We would have a non-winner who won the regular season championship, Ryan Blaney, make the playoffs. A driver with one win missed the playoffs. I asked Dave Moody what he thought the channel would be like the next day, and he said, Ryan Blaney fans will call in, happy as can be, he's in the playoffs. Whomever that driver that missed in this scenario, the lowest in points, is Daniel Suarez. As of right now, his fans will call in, boo-hoo, crying about the playoffs. I want that to happen. I want Ryan Blaney to win the regular season title without a win. I want there to be 16 different winners. I want to see this scenario take place. But right now we have Martin Truex. So Ryan Blaney is 33 points behind the regular season champion right now, but he's plus 112 to make the playoffs with 13 different winners. Martin Truex Jr. is plus 61. Christopher Bell is plus 20. That only matters if we have less than 16 winners. Once we get to the 16 winner mark, if Ryan Blaney is not one of the winners, he has to win the regular season title to be in. So right now, Kevin Harvick is minus 20 points, Eric Almirola 47, Eric Jones 85, Austin Dillon 94, Michael McDowell 115 behind, Chris Buescher 143, Justin Haley 155, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 172, Bubba Wallace 177. I think it's going to take a win to get in. I think we're going to have at least 16 different winners this year. We need 3 in 8 races. We got Hotlanta. It's going to run like a mile and a half, but using the Super Speedway package. We got New Hampshire. As we know, last year at New Hampshire, the Stewart-Haas cars ran well. Eric Almirola got a victory. So you say Eric Almirola wins again in New Hampshire. There's 14 different winners. The Indy road course. The way we've gone to road courses this year, there could be somebody who's never won a race before. The 3 road courses so far in 2022, the winner, first time winner. So of these drivers, they've all won. Justin Haley's never won before. But if you look at the points and you let's just look at the results from Road America here. Let's see, Michael McDowell's won before. He finished 8th. Drivers who have never won a cup race. Let's look here. Justin Haley finished 24th. Ty Dillon finished 20th. Harrison Burton 22nd. Corey LaJoie 34th. So it's going to be hard for us to get somebody who's eligible for the playoffs that has never won before to win that race. But we can have a first-time 2022 winner easily. Hell, Ty Dillon can jump up. He finished 20th. He can go up there and win. He finished, what was that race? So he finished 10th at Bristol Dirt. He finished, 20 at Coda. He was 12th at Darlington, 13th at Charlotte in the 600, 23rd at Sonoma. And then we go to Richmond. Well, who knows what's going to happen at Richmond. Then we got Watkins Glen. Then we got Daytona. Let's throw that one out there. I mean, basically in the next, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 races, if we have 2 different winners that have never won this year, we go to Daytona, somebody could be the 16th winner. It could be just nuts crazy then. But Atlanta, I don't think we're going to get that crazy. I have my 4 picks. 2 of them have not won in 2022, but 2 of them have. I have William Byron's one of my picks, has a repeat. I got Christopher Bell getting his first one in 2022. I got Martin Truex Jr. getting his first one in 2022, and then Ross Chastain getting a victory as well. So those are my 4 picks for the Quaker State 400 presented by Walmart. Playoffs could be fun. A couple of weird scenarios there. I can't kind of figure it out. We'll see if anything of that comes true this year as well. But here we are, our first repeat with the next gen. We have no qualifying or no practice. We're going to line them up, qualify them, and then race them. So that right there could be just craziness. Alright, well, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.